Christmas queen, cause it's the best time of the year. Girls holiday weekend on this channel. Oh, oh, because Christmas has passed and we're gonna be on a new year. Because I love you queen so very much, I give you this song to be. Have a holly jolly holidays, cause the holidays are over now. There's only one more left and then a couple of videos left on this channel for 2020.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rix the Queen, and as y'all see from the title of this video, yes, we are doing the last bop or flop of this channel of 2020. Oh my god, it's the final bop and flop of 2020. We'll never have 2020 ever again, so we gotta make this the last 2020. So special and it's so iconic. So queens, did y'all have a great Christmas today? Did y'all slay the Christmas vibes? I was gonna do, I don't know if I'm gonna do a Christmas haul. I don't think I will, but today was a very good day. It's been a while since I've actually been in makeup. My skin has been atrocious. I'll pull up a photo of me trying to do makeup with my skin bad right here. Bop. Ooh, the pimples on the forehead, the mug. It wasn't good. So here we are again with a new mug, a new face. And don't I look so fabulous? I look so fishy and so womanly and just so like almost pedestrian. Like, I know I'm not giving pedestrian mugs, but honey, if this was a pedestrian mug, I would be giving it to you. But I got so many things on Christmas. Like, y'all are gonna be shook when I do all the reviews I have to do all the stuff, because my family got me a lot of stuff to do reviews on. So I'm like, oh my god, I'm so excited. So everyone, before, like, I just hope you had a good Christmas. So queens, let's get into this pop or flop right now. Queens, when I was opening my Christmas gifts, I was like, oh my god, they're so amazing. I got so much makeup, and I didn't think at the end there, it's like one of the last gifts I opened up. I wasn't expecting this to be. And honey, and as you guys see in the title of this video, I opened up the Blood Money palette. Oh my god. Yes, so my aunt actually got me the Blood Money palette for Christmas. It is so sickening. I really want to show you. I'll just get into the vibe of this palette. It is so gorgeous. But I opened this up and she's like, oh my god, you have to, like, because like we were socially distant. Like, girl, we had a socially distant Zoom Christmas. So like we were all on Zoom and I showed up, we were like, oh my god, look what I got. And she was like, you have to do reviews with this, so on the Zoom. So yeah, that's what happened. And I'm just excited. And I was like, okay, I have to film this. So that is what this video is today. My official bop or flop of this Blood Money palette. I am so excited to give you my review, my thoughts, but I'm going to say this. The first thing, it's a little difficult to open up, but we got it. We found out how to open up, but it's a little difficult to get the mechanism right. That's the only little flaw I can see from the packaging perspective. It is so luxe feeling, and when you just open it, it's just it's just so easy to open. And oh my god, look. Oh my god, look at the palette. Oh my god, I'll show you the shades. Like, oh, the girls. Look at that palette. It's so gorgeous. The shades I used was Divine Intervention, Chameleon Flesh, Poison Ivy, Make It Rain, Crocodile Tears, Emerald Estate. I also used a little bit of Black Card Limit. And I think that's all I used. Yeah, so I used most of the top row and then down here these two. So most of the top row and then those two shades. But yes, I am so obsessed with this palette. And you just close it by pressing this little button and pushing it down and then letting it go. So you see the little mechanism, it changes. So yes, I really do enjoy this palette. And these are so gorgeous. Like, these are like so raised and so like, I'm shaking. I'm literally shaking. But this palette is so iconic, and you can see on my eyes. I'm going to give you my official thoughts and review now. So, bop or flop, we're still getting in. So, let me tell you about all the shades I used, how I liked it, and if I would, actually say, go get this palette, because sometimes I will not. So, like, yeah. So, do I think this palette, you need this palette? Do I think this is a holy grail to the staple? Do I think a person needs this palette? I don't necessarily think you need this palette. Like, if you want this palette and if you want to support Jeffree Star, go get this palette. I mean, it's so gorgeous. It looks, my makeup looks so good. In real life, you can definitely see a lot more of the color and have, like, I put some emerald under the eyebrow, under the liner, and just so, like, much on here. And Oh my god, like literally, like it's so beautiful. But do I think you need this palette? No. If you're a collector like me, yes, I would love this palette. I actually don't have a lot of green palettes, but is this like, if I was to buy one palette forever and I'd be done, this is not the palette to do. You would want to buy more of a rainbow palette for that. But this palette, I would say you don't need this palette, but if you want it, it is so gorgeous. I also would say, since I'm a collector in makeup, this is very gorgeous. So if you're someone who does makeup, this is what you need if you want to do a green fantasy. She definitely has all the colors to do it. I do feel like there's a lot of greens. I do feel like I could do a lot of different looks with here because there's more teal greens, more light greens, and a lot more other greens than just the dark green and the black green and all this and the shimmery greens. You know, there's a lot more in here, like that gold. There's golds. There's gorgeous little like duochromes. I'll actually swatch some of the duochromes here. Yeah, but you gotta get the gist. But but everyone, this palette is so gorgeous. I'll swatch this one because I think everyone's gonna want this one swatched. Ooh, this one's so bright and so neon, and it doesn't even patch. Like, I was so shook. This one, I was like, ooh, this one's not gonna work on the eyelids. It is so gorgeous on the eyelids. I was shook. This shade, I would just buy this palette for this shade because it is so gorgeous and barely any fallout. Actually, Helen, I had no fallout on this palette. The first Jeffree Star Cosmetics palette, I can say I had no fallout. Out of the shades I used, no fallout. And then I'll swatch this shade Poison Ivy, which is so reflective and shimmery. So gorgeous. And I'll swatch this black, because this black is insanely pigmented. And what else shade would I get? Let's try CEO, because I haven't even swatched the palette yet. I wanted to save it for the video, so those are those shades. Oh, I need to close my contouring and bronzing palette from Morphe that I live for. And actually got a lighter shade of foundation today, so tell me if I look really ghostly. I always go a little more tanner and really light concealer to make me look like a raccoon, just to get more depth to my face. But like, you know, I want a little lighter. I got a lighter foundation for Christmas from Rare Beauty, always. But the girl, so gorgeous. And here's Chameleon Flesh, one swatch only. Here's the black. Oh my god. This is really gorgeous. And this shade. What? Whoa. I would say these are very similar to the Alien palette. I'll grab the Alien palette right now. A lot of these shades look really similar. Let me just, you know, hold on. Oh, I have hair on my face. Let me grab the Alien palette. She's right here. Let me grab her real quick. Okay. Let's see if any of these shades are remotely familiar. To the Alien palette, I feel like a lot of them, like, these two shades right here, like Alien, and then, Abduction, and this one, it look very similar, and then UFO looks very similar. So let me swatch these shades. Let's swatch this one, this one, this one, and this one. Uh-oh. They look very similar. I'm gonna say that. They look very similar. And then, but this palette is no longer available on his website. He did retire this palette. And let me grab the dark shade in here. Miss Crocodile Tears, and swatch this one. This one feels a little bit more drier, but I can feel the pigment actually getting on my finger than other shades. Like, the other shades are like, oh my god, I'm breaking the pan. But this one, I'm not breaking the pan. This is this one. I would say these two are super similar. Chameleon Flesh and this one is a lot different. I don't know on camera you can really see Chameleon Flesh in this one, but this one's a lot more greener, this one's a lot more yellower, this one's a lot less pigmented than this one. And yeah, so I would say the only one that's really similar are the green ones and like the greens. The greens are very similar, but Chameleon Flesh, that like neon-y green, is not very similar to Alien Abduction in the Alien palette. And I would say the green shades are very similar, but I would say the other shades are not. And that golden one of them was more of a brownie gold and one of them was more of green gold. So in real life you can really see the shimmers. On camera they look very similar, but I can really tell you in real life they are very different. But I would say if you don't want blood money and you feel like I already have aliens, why would I need it? You don't really need blood money, but I definitely wanted blood money, and I can definitely see the difference between the shadows. And I definitely think that if you wanted alien, blood money is a very good way to go. And if you didn't want alien, if you want alien and you don't want blood money, then alien's the way to go. So I would definitely say it's very to what you guys think. If you guys think they're too similar and it's just Jeffree repackaging stuff, then you can just think that. The mattes are so gorgeous. The black blended seamlessly. I actually put liner over that black, and the neons did really good. I would say the shimmers were a little I would say the shimmers were not as creamy as the cremated shimmers. I feel like these shimmers were very, like, I had to wet them first. So, like, I had to lick them with my brush. And then I was able to get that gorgeous shimmer. But that's the only, like, critique I would put. This palette, this is really good. The mattes, I was like, okay, the greens are going to be a little patchy. Not one patchy green. The Chameleon Flesh was so insanely pigmented that I was like, oh my god, like, what am I doing? Like, what is going on? Like, these should have been patchy, and they weren't patchy. Like, none of the shades were patchy. So, this palette, what would I rate this palette? Ooh, the chair is jiggling. I'd probably rate this palette a solid, 8.5, let me tell you, an 8.5, maybe a 9, we'll give it a 9, because, very good. I would say the shimmers, I have to still try it, but the shimmers are very similar to, they're very similar to that Blue Blood shimmer, and I do like it. I think these shimmers are a little bit more intense than the Blue Blood shimmers. I would also say that, this palette, I would use it again. Like, the shades are very good, and I think the mattes blended the best out of any Jeffree palette I've ever used. Like, my favorite Jeffree palette, I would say, is cremated because it's just how gorgeous it is. But even those blacks are a little hard to blend. And with the greens, I didn't even have to blend that hard to get a very seamless blend. It looks very gorgeous. On camera, you definitely see the blend is very good. I mean, I'm not the best blender in the world, but still, like, I was able to get it to a really gorgeous way. And on camera, it's really, like, deflecting the actual, like, gorgeousness of the shadow. But I would say, like, this is Jeffree Star's maybe one of his best palettes he's ever launched. Like, I don't have Orgy yet, but I actually did get a mystery box for Christmas, and I want to try that palette out, and I still haven't tried Androgyny, Blood Sugar, or Beauty Killer. So, I would say out of the blood, like the trunks, I would say, out of the Shane Dawson, the Blue Blood, and the Bloodlust, this is my favorite trunk. Packaging-wise, it's my favorite trunk. Do I think you need this? Again, it's to interpretation. If you want green eyeshadow, you need to go grab this eye palette. If you don't want green eyeshadow, or you're not in that colorful mode, don't do it. Grab, like, the Orgy palette from Jeffree, which is a nude palette, or grab another color story that you do want to try. I would prefer, I like the purple and the blue one, but I would say the purple one is very gorgeous. But out of the trunks, out of his Conspiracy, Blood Sugar, Blue Blood, this is definitely my favorite trunk, and I think it has the best formulation. You know, I'm not trying to be like, oh, Jeffree Star. You know, I'm going to give you real tea. I think some of the shimmers are okay. I think the mattes are excellent, and I think the packaging is so gorgeous. And I would say that this palette is a 9 out of 10. I really would say this is a 9 out of 10. The only reason it doesn't sound like a 10 out of 10 is because a lot of the shades are very similar to the Alien palette. Now, looking at when I had them on my arm, they were very similar, but they were different enough. I would not say the greens were that different, but I would say the shimmers are different. The light, like the neon green, was very different. One of them was very neon green. The other one was a little neon yellowish green. So yes, very similar. Do I think you could do the same looks with the two different palettes? I think I really could. But I also would say that, like, shimmery green, Alien in the Alien palette, was not as brightening as Poison Ivy in the Blood Money palette. So, that is my review of the Blood Money palette by Jeffree Star. So, Queens, I hope y'all enjoyed. I really do hope y'all enjoyed. I'm going to film another video. Tomorrow, you guys are getting the best makeup of 2020. And what did I think was the best makeup? So, Queens, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up. It means a lot to me. Please subscribe. Join the family, the Queen. Join the palace. Oh my God. Join the palace, the mansion, the castle of Queens, honey. Join it, please. Queens, we are building up our subscribers so much, and I'm so excited. And my throat is very dry right now. So, Queens, I love you so much, and I'll see you next week. Mwah. No, not next week, tomorrow.